Welcome back to another day of learning here with Mr. C. I'm so excited to be back. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. So, we are doing things with gravity today. And I have some cards. I love cards. My family loves cards. We love playing cards. Poker. Oh, that was a horrible shuffle. We love playing poker. My dad loves to do magic tricks, so now we're all into magic tricks and things like that. And, just a regular deck of cards. We're not going to do any magic right now. I'm just going to pull one of the cards off. And I'm going to actually talk about something for a second. So these things are sitting here on the table because of gravity, right? Gravity's pulling down on them equally. The reason they're not moving is because this table is sitting here and it's pushing up on these two objects to keep them here. But what's interesting is we also know that this thing has inertia. So inertia is the tendency for an object to stay at rest if it's at rest, or to keep moving if it's moving. And right now, these both have inertia. This large hex nut is just sitting here. It's very heavy, has more mass than this playing card. Okay. But what I can do is I can create a system, and we saw this a little bit last week when we did our egg drops. So I can create a system here, and it's kind of hard to balance it, but I think I can get it. You can do it, Mr. C. Alright, so I've got this sitting here on my hand. The card is really slippery. It's smooth, very little friction, so it wants to slide all over my hand. And then the mass of the hex nut is pushing down on the card onto my finger, so I can feel that. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to flick the card out of the way, one quick flick. And I want you to make a prediction what's going to happen. Is the hex nut going to shoot off at the camera, smack into the camera? Oh, I hope not. But if it does, we'll cross that bridge. Or is the hex nut going to sit here and just land on my finger and hopefully not hurt my fingies? Alright, so we're going to give it a try. Hardest part is going to be for me to get a good flick. I don't want to flick the hex nut because that's going to hurt my finger. Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. That was awesome. Look, the hex nut stayed right where it was. It just fell straight down. There's very little friction, so when we slid the card out, the hex nut had lots of inertia. It wanted to stay in place. The card slid out, hex nut fell down, and the card flew forward. We're going to do it one more time. This is something you can try at home. Whoop, see, it's hard. It's hard to get it balanced. Once you get it balanced, you'll want to do the experiment. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. That was cool. That was cool. All right, so same similar activity that we had the other day with our egg drop. Now, we're going to take that same idea and we're going to start applying it to some different things. So we have ourselves a soda bottle. If you don't have a soda bottle, you can use something else. You can use a cup or a beaker. You can use Erlenmeyer flask if you have it. Water bottle, 2-liter bottle. It doesn't have to be anything specific. But what you need to do is find something that's going to fit on the inside of the mouth so it fits through. So this is a hex nut. It barely fits through into this one. The hex nut obviously is going to fall into this beaker easily. I've got some pennies. I've got some washers. The washer won't fit into this one, right? So you're going to have to do some exploring in your house, finding some materials that this will work with, but that's half the fun. All right, so then once you have that, I couldn't find my index cards yesterday when I was setting for this, but I have my playing card. You can use index cards or paper, and then you just set your coin down. This is exactly kind of the same system that I had with my hand, right? I was holding the card, instead the beaker's holding the card, and then when I flick it, the penny falls straight down without any sort of issue. All right, so try that a couple of times. And what's nice is you get a deck of cards, 52 cards, and then afterwards you can play 52 card pickup. So then try it with different masses, objects that are heavier, lighter, and it works, right? So then you can do the same thing here. You can put the card on top of this, and I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna try the bigger hex nut. I don't know if it'll fit. Oh, there's barely any room, so I'm gonna try a smaller hex nut. Get it lined up. I don't know if it's gonna work. because the hex nut here does not have a lot of mass. So I'm wondering if it'll slide off with my bottle. Excuse me, with the card. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Did you see what happened? It shot up. Did you see what happened? It shot up. So I think I flicked the card really badly. I think I flicked it up. I think it was like, if I did in slow motion, like, and it shot, it pushed the card up and went like that. But we're going to try it again. I'm going to try to flick it straight, exactly forward. In 3, whoa. Forgot my countdown. I got so excited. But it went in. It fell in. All right, so that works. Then you can get crazy. Have fun. What if you stack... I grabbed some quarters. What if I stack the quarters right on top of the mouth and I try to flick it off? Now, if you're not good at it or if you're having a hard time with it, start with less card, right? So here's what I'm saying is, I'm going to flick it this way, and so there's less card or index card or whatever you have to grab onto that quarter and slide against it. So we're reducing the amount of friction by reducing the length of the card. But I'm feeling brave. I'm kind of centering it exactly in the center. And I have to do that again. So, what I'm looking for you guys to do at home is to give this a try. Why? Because it's awesome. What else? It's fun. Here we go. See how big you can get your quarter stack to go. In 3, 2, 1. Woo! It almost fell off. Look. Oh my gosh. Can we see that? Look at it. It's just barely balanced on the mouth of the soda bottle. So I think it's because I didn't flick it straight. I think I flicked it up again. So that is something you can play with. Here's a fun little experiment. Take $1. Set the dollar on top. Put the coins on top of the dollar. And then ask someone to get the dollar out without touching the coins, without touching the bottle. Oh, I've got the hiccups. But my question is can I don't think I can flick the dollar the same way, right? I can't flick the dollar the same way. And if I try to pull it, I drop the coins. So the question is how can I successfully get the dollar out without knocking it over? And if you've ever seen this trick on TV where they take like a tablecloth and they pull it out from underneath all the dishes on the table, that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So what I'm going to recommend that you try is setting it up like this. I'm just going to get my finger a little tacky, I don't have any water, so I'm going to have to dab my finger a little bit, and then I'm just going to take it down, straight down. I'm going to pull straight down. Oh, there we go. It worked. Isn't that awesome? It barely pulled it. We'll try it again. So the straighter the dollar bill, the better. Oh, I've got a crease on my dollar. Got a crease right in the center, and it's causing my coins to want to sit up. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm just going to bring it to this edge of the crease so the crease isn't underneath the coins. And what I like the way it's sitting right now is the dollar bill is kind of bent upwards, so when I apply that force, it's going to actually... I'm going to grab some water really quick. That way I don't have to keep licking my finger. Alright, get my finger just a little wet, dab it off. Alright, now I have a little bit of grip because my hands are really dry. In 3, 2, 1. It doesn't even move. I don't think, well, that bottom quarter moved just ever so slightly. You can see it. Alright, so then we get fancy. Now, if you're going to do this, you have to be really careful because these are glass bottles, but you can try them with water bottles, try different types of bottles. I'm going to try this. And as long as my bottle mouths are flat, it should work. Alright, here we go. Get my finger a little wet here. Dab it off. Alright, you can get my hand ready just in case I have to catch it. In 3, 2, 1. Ah, no! Alright, here we go. We're going to try that again. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of cheating. I'm going to take it over just so I'm just on the edge. And I want to turn this upside down, just like I did earlier. I think that helps it a lot. It's hard to balance it because I can't see.
Maybe your edges aren't straight.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the mouth of the bottle just isn't flush. It looks like it's on there. All right, here we go. That's why I'm also going to catch it, because I don't want to break a glass bottle. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Ha! I don't want to hit the bottle either. Darn it! All right, one more time. If at first you don't succeed, try again. If you don't get it the second time, try a third time. If you don't get it the third time, try it a fourth time. All right. We're going to cheat just a little bit more. I'm going to bring it over here just to see if we can get it to work so I can show you that it's supposed to work. And I think it's because my dollar bill. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So close. All right, so with a little bit of practice, I think I could get that down pretty well. But I have to keep working on it. All right, we're going to use this one more time. And now this time I have this little...
Someone said try a chocolate chip.
Try a chocolate chip?
You can balance lots of things up on there.
Yeah, you could balance a whole bunch of things up on there. I might grab a chocolate. I might grab a chocolate chip for this. Yeah, it depends on what you have available to you at your house, right?
Now we're really getting...
Huh?
Now we're really getting crazy with the ring.
Yeah, so I have this ring. I feel like I'm in a circus. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children and parents of all ages, this here is the yellow ring of Inertia. And here I have a soda bottle that has been happily emptied by yours truly, Mr. C. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hex nut, which in the regular days fits easily into this bottle. This hex nut has never seen such a defying trick in its life before. But we're going to line that up. Place it right above the mouth of our bottle. And we are going to now see if this little hex nut can dive into the mouth of the bottle. So make a prediction. Is it going to work? I hope so. If not, we'll try it again. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull from the center here. I'm going to pull straight out. I don't want to push up. I don't want to pull down. I want to pull straight out. In 3, 2, 1. I love it. It worked. All right, let's try a bigger one. Now, this one is more challenging because it is a bigger hex nut. So it barely fits into the mouth of the bottle to begin with. So if it's not perfectly lined up, it's not... Ah! Now, I know what you're thinking. People are saying, we don't have one of those rings. We don't have a ring like that. But I'll tell you, after 3 seconds, what you can do. 3, 2, 1... Perfect. So you don't have a ring like... Wait a minute, do you think this one will work? I don't think so. Alright, so you don't have a ring, a yellow ring like this. There are some options that you have at your house, right? Think about things that are looking like cylinders that you might have. I know just recently we emptied a can of Pringles. So it's a smaller cylinder, but you could cut a piece of it out. Have your parents help you cut a nice sliver out of the cylinder of that Pringles can to make one. I also have a lid here. I haven't tried this yet, but this is off of like a candy jug. You remember the Reese cup thing that we had empty? We're going to try that. Now this one's a little different because I can't really put my finger through and pull it. I'm going to push it forward to see if it works. I'm going to take a smaller one. The other thing here too is that it has ridges on it, so it could cause more friction between my hex nut The hardest part sometimes is just getting it set up. Ah, I had it. So it's really slippery. It's really slippery here on the mouth.
What about a roll of tape?
A roll of tape? Ooh, where's that roll of tape? Here, I got one. I got this one.
Oh, it's
It's a roll of tape. Now, it's not really smooth. This one was out in the garage. It looks like it has like some heat expansion stuff going on here. But yeah, this in theory should work, right? A roll of tape if it's... All right, let's see if this works. So I just... Okay. And then I have like what I was saying about the Pringles can. So here's another can. The outside is made of cardboard, so you could cut out a sliver, and then you could just set it right on top. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do this one because I'm having a hard time balancing it. But you could use part of this one, right? Or there's a smooth roll of tape. See if this one works. Alright, I think we're close to having it centered. 3, 2, 1. Ah! Alright.
Got some suggestions for toilet paper tubes? That's
Toilet paper tubes. Yeah, these great ideas.
Paper towels.
Paper towel tubes.
Someone said also maybe see if you can get it to land on top.
To land on top
Rather
of the...
than going in, just to land on top.
To land on top of the bottle. I landed in this one. Object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. Now this piece here is dangling over. It's wanting to pull down. And that's because of, you got it, gravity. So gravity is pulling this down. It's wanting to pull it out. But there's just enough friction it's holding there in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a gentle tug. An object in motion wants to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Those beads were in the bottom there, and they were staying there until this bead went into motion. So we gave it a little tug. It came out. It started moving. Because it had enough pull from gravity, it kept pulling the beads out continuously. Now, what's really cool is I have a longer chain. I tried to connect the two last night, but it didn't work. But I have a longer one, and I have to kind of hold it up because if I don't, you don't kind of see what's happening. But let's give this one a try. I'm going to give it a nice little tug. Here we go. Right here. 3, 2, 1. Look at the speed of that. That was crazy. Now we got a pile of garland right here. All right. That was so cool. And another really cool thing you can do if you have something like this. You know what it reminds me of? When you go to the bank and they have the pens. When they have the pens attached to the counter.
It's very loud.
It might, I'm sorry if it's loud, but it's just mesmerizing to do this. So what we're going to try. I've got our beads here, and I've got them all lined up. None of them are twisted. Oh, no, got that one fixed. So I wonder what it'll look like if I just pull this off the table. Like, is it all going to be like, or is it going to be like, so let's give it a try. All right, here we go. That was so awesome. That was so awesome. Did you see? Oh, I wish I had like a row of garland like 5 times as long. We just do the whole table. That was cool. I'm just going to leave those there. Wasn't that cool? It was like... And what was interesting, I thought that the bead would come to this side where the string was coming from. But it stayed in the center and it just was going over there. That was pretty cool. All right. Anybody notice anything in the space behind me? I've got one more thing I want to show you guys. It's my anti-gravity basket. Actually, I have two things I want to show you. I fibbed. All right, we have a balloon, and we know what balloons do when we blow them up, right? Oh, that's not... I thought it was going to be a round balloon. That's not a round balloon. Looks like a pear. But when we have a balloon, we can bounce it pretty easily. Now, this one's not round, but it still bounces. I can pretty much control where it's going very easily. If you want to play with gravity a little bit, what you're going to do is you're going to put a quarter into the balloon. Maybe. Come on, little balloon. All right, so we've got the quarter in the balloon now. So what I want you to do, if you have balloons at your house, give this a try. You can put a quarter in it, you can put a penny in it. Now, this balloon is able to bounce, and it's really easy to control. Where I apply force is where it goes. So when I push it this way, it comes back to me. Now this one, it's a little different, right? Because we have extra mass inside of it. So when I hit it, oh my gosh, it popped. So I don't have any more balloons with me up here today. That's okay. But did you see when I hit it? The quarter shifted where it was inside of that balloon, and it changed its center of gravity. And because of that change in center of gravity, the balloon's bouncing was unpredictable. And so what I was going to ask you and encourage you to do is to put the coin inside that balloon and see how many times you can bounce it without it touching the ground. I got one bounce, then it hit the table, and then exploded. So maybe if I should use a smaller coin, like a penny, something maybe a little bit lighter. Maybe it's too heavy and it caused it to bounce. Or actually, I think it hit this washer here, which has a little sharp edge on it. So give that a try. You start messing with and exploring center of gravity and how it impacts the motion of an object. All right? So we have one last thing to do. I'm going to set this here so I can still reach around and see it. You got to move that camera. So here we have, I put a piece of string, I tied a piece of string down here because this nail, when I put it inside my basket, the anti-gravity basket, it behaves incredibly wonky. It just does what it wants to do. It actually, instead of, see out here, when I have this, when I let go of it, the nail falls down because gravity's pulling it down. But what's interesting is, oh wait, do you want me to wait for that one? Yeah. All right. What's interesting is I have this on a string, so when I bring this here, inside this basket, that iron nail wants to float. And it's really cool. And so I know what people are going to say, oh, it's something to do with the paper. I just put the paper there so you can see it better, so you can see the string and the nail. And what's interesting, when I bring it out here, it just falls. But I can bring it in here, and it floats. So my question is, why? What is going on in this anti-gravity basket? Because the basket itself is being held down to the table by gravity. What's wrong?
Is there something in between?
Oh, is there something in between? We'll take our handy dandy dollar that we know is real. And I can take it right over the top. I can take it around. So my question is, why is this happening? Do you think we should tell them today or tell them tomorrow?
Maybe tomorrow.
I think we should wait till tomorrow to tell you what's going on. Because I want to see your predictions. I want to know what you think is happening. I want you to post it in the comments. Let us know. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I can't believe I found this basket in the garage the other day. We find everything in our garage. But it was out there and I grabbed it. And then the nails just were floating inside our basket. So, what do you think is going on? What do you think is going on? And see, when I pull it out, I drop it here. Gravity works fine. When I bring it over here,
I'm getting a lot of good guesses.
we got some good guesses already?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, they want you to say today.
You want us to tell you today? Aw. All right. Maybe. I don't know. Should we tell them?
Well, I think they need to practice at home, so they probably need to know.
Yes. That's a good point. Mrs. C makes a good point. If we tell you what it is, you can build one of these yourself. And then you can surprise and amaze your family. So, is there anything like an anti-gravity basket? Nope, 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 nope. But what's interesting is, see, I can pull the string down a little bit. And when I pull it just enough, it doesn't want to hang there any longer. So the anti-gravity works really up close to the top. And so what I've done is I put a little sign up here to hide something from you guys. I want you to think about what it is. This is an iron nail. And we know that iron has magnetic properties. Da da da! So on this side, let me slide the nail out. Oh, do we have something else? Yeah. I have a pair of scissors here that should, yep. So I have a pair of scissors here. These are neodymium magnets, very, very strong magnets. But I think a regular magnet would work. Also, it means you just might have to find the right size nail to go with it. And basically, I put the magnets up here, and then I hid them behind my little sign so no one could see it. And then, oh, and just so you know, to hold it up straight, I have a Rice Krispie treat taped to the bottom so that my basket wouldn't tip back and fall over. But then what I do is I worked with my nail to get the exact right spot. I tied a string down here and I gave it some extra slack so I could change its height. But the way I tie this knot, I can adjust the nail ever so slightly by sliding it up and down through the knot. And I just think it looks super cool. I mean, imagine that just sitting in your room and you look at that every day and you're like, science. Science is awesome. And now we're talking a little bit about magnetism or your anti-gravity basket. So, can you make a nail float at your house? And I know what you're thinking. If I take this off, what's going to happen? The nail's going to just attach itself to the basket to try to get to the magnet. So the string is what keeps it at a certain distance. And then you can test the strength of your magnet by adjusting the head of the nail to see how close you can get it or how far you can get it away from the magnet to see how strong they are. Yeah, give it a try. I want to see your guys' anti-gravity baskets. It was really fun. It was an idea that came to me yesterday. I wasn't planning on doing it today, but I thought, oh man, this is super cool. And it's just another fun way to stay engaged with learning. So expand your knowledge, expand your fun each and every day.